everyone, my name is Hannah. I'm librarian at White Ink Library. We have gentle outdoor yoga today. Please let me introduce our licensed yoga instructor, Heike.
Thank you, Hannah. Good morning. My name is Heike, and I'm guiding you through this gentle outdoor yoga practice today, where we focus on our breath in combination with our movement. It will be gentle movements, slow movements, and very easy poses that we are doing, but we will get a nice stretch going where we can relax and just melt into our yoga practice, enjoy and relax.
And you can repeat this exercise at home on your own time. And if you decide to come to White Ink Library for a class, we have those classes monthly. I highly recommend to bring sunglasses, hat, and put sunblock. Thank you, and we'll see you soon at the library.
Have your palms resting on your knees, or if you want to have the gratitude posture with prayer hands or hands in front of your chest, your choice. Try to sit nice and tall with an upright posture, your shoulders away from your ears, and just start focusing on your breath in and out through your nose, unless there's a contraindication where you are not able to do so. Find the breath that works best for you. And as we are arriving in this yoga practice, hopefully you notice the basket that was sitting here on the side of my mat. This is the place where I invite everybody to put anything that may weigh you down, hold you back from being fully present in this yoga practice. You can place it in the basket for the remainder of the class, so you can completely focus on yourself and your practice. As we are slowing down our breath and feeling our connection to the floor, the inhales and exhales getting longer and deeper and slower. We are going to add 3 cleansing breaths where we're going to deep inhale through the nose and then exhale with the mouth open. Let's practice that together. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth open. And again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth open. One last time. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth open. And we return back to our normal breath. This is a good time to set your intention for your yoga practice. The intention can be a word, a sentence. It can be a poem. It can be a scripture. Or it can just be an open mind. Your choice. My intention for this yoga practice is relaxation, gentleness, and kindness towards myself and towards you, and that we find this in this yoga practice. We're going to take one more cleansing breath together. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth open. Returning to our normal breath, we add our arm movement. Breath in, arms up. Breath out, hands to heart center. We're going to do that one more time. Breath in, arms up. Breath out, hands to heart center. And with the last one, as we are breathing in, moving our arms up, we slowly open our eyes to a soft gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center. I hope we have arrived in this space to practice yoga together. And let's begin with our warm-up movements combined with our breath. On the inhale, we raise our arms up. Exhale, arms down. We try to keep our shoulders away from our ears. Shoulders nice and relaxed, a nice tall posture. You are moving with your breath. On the inhale, we move arms up. Exhale, arms down. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. We're going to add our twist. On the next inhale, we move our arms up. On the exhale, we twist to one side, one hand in front, one hand behind. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. And then you move side to side at your own pace, along with your breath. Let's do one more to each side. On the next inhale, arms up. Exhale, we do a side bend, reaching with the opposite hand over our head. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. For a nice stretch of your side. Again, you're moving at your own pace, side to side. If available, you look through the armpit into the sky for an additional neck stretch. One more to each side. Next inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to add our neck stretches. I'm just moving slightly sideways so the camera can see better. We're sitting in our resting pose. You can have your palms cupping your knees. And we're just going to start on the inhale. We look up towards the sky. On the exhale, we tuck our chin to the chest. And then moving back and forth between the both of them. Nice and controlled. For a throat stretch and a back of the neck stretch. We come back to center. I mentioned that earlier. We try to keep our shoulders away from the ears. Just to check, let's pull them up and then drop them down so we know that they're actually away from the ears, that we are nice and relaxed. Then we're going to do our side bends. We take a breath in, and on the exhale, we look over one shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, look over the other. And then moving side to side, our upper body stays facing forward, and we're just moving our head from side to side. We're coming back to center. From here, on our next breath, we're going to look over halfway between our right shoulder and our center line. And on the exhale, we tuck the chin down to our chest. Come back up, come back to center. Next exhale, we look over between the left shoulder and the midline. And then on the exhale, we tuck the chin. The same thing as before. You're moving at your own pace. Slow along with your breath. And we come back to center. We're gonna open our chest and stretch our back muscles. On the inhale, we take a deep breath, open our arms. On the exhale, we're gonna stack our elbows, hold on to our shoulders, and then check the posture that we are sitting nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, come back to center, exhale to the left, and as before, nice and slow, we're moving side to side, shoulder stretch and twisting motion. We're doing 2 for 1. Coming back to center, another deep inhale, open arms, exhale, close. Now stack whatever elbow was top is bottom now. Hold on to your shoulders, check your posture, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale we twist to the left first. Exhale, inhale center, exhale to the right, and then again moving side to side for a shoulder stretch and twist, all at the same time. Coming back to center, deep breath in, arms open, and exhale, palms on our knees. We're going to add our seated cat and cow. On our inhale, we're going to arch our back, look towards the sky. On the exhale, we round our back, looking towards our belly. Inhale, arch for cow. Exhale, round for cat. One more of each. And come back to center. We're going to add our forward fold. We're going to again move with our breath. On the inhale, we move our arms up. On the exhale, we place our palms in front of us. Try to bring the nose to the floor only as far as it's comfortable. Take a breath out, and then on the inhale, come back up, arms overhead, and then exhale, place the palms in front of you, trying to bring the nose to the ground as close as possible for the nice lower back stretch. Then moving at your own pace, inhale, arms above head, exhale, palms in front of you for forward fold. Let's do one more. Inhale, above head, exhale, forward fold, and then come back to neutral seated position. We're going to add our more shoulder stretch with our eagle arm pose. We can have our modified version. So modified version of eagle arm pose is the back of your hands are touching, and then you bring your elbows together and you stay here. That's the modified version, perfectly fine. If you want to do the next level eagle arm, that's fine as well. You scoop under and then grab the thumb and then maintain here the while you have a nice tall posture, and just continue to breathe here. Either way is fine, modified or full eagle arm, you still get that shoulder stretch. And on your next breath out, bring the arms down, place them on hands on your knees, and then Find what is a good counter pose for you. It may be some slow neck movements, it may be some shoulder movement. Just experiment with that, what feels good to you after you just did that shoulder stretch. You may be opening the wing again. Just feel what does good in your body. So you're going to do that again on the other side. So remember which hand was in front. You're just going to switch it. And then elbows together for modified, or scoop under, grab the thumb, and then full eagle arm. Your choice. Both are equally beneficial for opening those shoulders that pull in apart in the back. And on your next breath out, undo the arms, place your palms, find your counter pose that feels good. We're going to do that one more time, either modified or full eagle arm, your choice. And once we find our favorite pose from here, on your next breath in, we elevate the elbows a little higher and just stay here and continue to breathe here. On your next exhale, lower the elbows back to the beginning stage. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And then gently undo your arms, place the palms down, and find your counter pose. And you know what, we're going to go to the other side. So remember which one was front, which one was top. Either modified or full eagle. Oh, my shirt is slippery. And then once you find your pose, when you're ready, on your next breath in, elevate the elbows and stay here for a couple breaths. On your next breath out, lower the elbows again, stay here for 2 more breath cycles. And then gently come out of the arm twist and then find your counter movement. From here, we're going to add another gentle shoulder stretch known as resting pose or child's pose. Check how it feels on your knees on the gravel. We're getting into tabletop. For the folks at home, if you have knee issue, it may be a good idea to have a blanket underneath to have some extra cushion. We're getting into tabletop. From here, our toes can touch. We widen our knee stance. We are sitting towards our heels, and then we walk in our hands forward until we are able to rest our forehead on the mat. And then from here, with each exhale, we may be able to walk our fingers slightly forward, just like a spider, a couple of inches forward. And we are staying here for this deep shoulder, lower back stretch, and also you are stretching your hip joints. We continue in this resting pose. The only addition here, our left hand is placed on top of the right hand, and we slightly have to adjust our head, moving a bit closer to our right arm. Staying here for a gentle stretch of your left side. You continue to breathe. You're not holding your breath while you are stretching, preferably breathing in and out through the nose. We bring our left hand back to its starting point. Our head moves back into the center. Take 2 breaths here before we move on to the other side. Now we take our right hand, place it on top of the left hand. We adjust our head, moving closer to our left arm for a gentle stretch on the right side. We come back to our starting point, both arms facing forward, head on the mat in the middle, taking 2 more breaths here before we move on. We're coming back up into tabletop. Our knees are underneath our hips, our feet are flat on the mat, wrists are underneath our shoulders, shoulder width apart, fingers nice and wide for good support, and we're moving into our tabletop cat and cow. On the inhale, we're going to arch looking up. On the exhale, we round our back looking towards our feet. Inhale, arch for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And now you move through this sequence on your own, at your own pace, according to your breath. Let's do 1 more of each. And come back to neutral tabletop. I'm gonna just turn to the side for a better view. From here, we're just gonna do our prep pose for down dog. We are not doing down dog today, but we're doing our prep pose. So we are in tabletop, as mentioned before, making sure you have your fingers nice and wide, index finger pointing at 12 o'clock. And on your next inhale, you're going to tuck your toes under, and on the exhale, you lift your knees off the mat just an inch, and you're supporting yourself here. You're looking down towards your hands for a relaxed neck, and you're just hovering over the ground, prepping for down dog at a later stage, working on core strength, thigh strength, how your wrists are able to support you, and the toes as well. To come out on the exhale, lower the knees down, flatten your feet, and if you choose to, you can sit into resting pose for a moment, because we're going to do that at least 1 more time. We need back in tabletop. Good morning. On your next breath in, tuck your toes under. Breath out, lift the knees off the mat just for an inch, looking down towards the mat for a comfortable neck, hovering over the mat, holding yourself up with your arms, and balancing on your toes, engaging your core, your lower back, your thighs. You are firing on all cylinders. And on your breath out, lower the knees, flatten the feet. If need be, you can sit into resting pose just for a couple of breaths before we get onto our feet. Slowly come up and then make your way onto your feet. If you need to take a drink of water, please do so. We are working now on our strength and balance, all at the same time. I like to do the 2 for 1. We're going to start out in mountain pose, where we have our feet hip width apart. You can lift your toes, lift your heels, making sure you have a good connection to the ground. Weight is equally distributed to both feet. We roll our shoulders back, arms down by our side, palms facing forward. We're going to take a breath in, moving our arms up, shoulders away from the ears. Now for the fun part, we get onto our tiptoes and just try to find the balance here. If this is already good enough for you, you stay here. If you want to add a little extra, you can add movement to it. On your breath out, you bring your arms down, breath in, arms up. All the while you are balancing on your tiptoes. And if this is still not enough for you, just add a smile to your face while you're doing it. Try to move your arms up and down about 5 times and not get out of balance like I just did. Last time. And on the exhale, as your arms come down, heels come down, and then you can walk out your legs. For the folks at home, if you have balance issues and this may be too difficult for you, do not practice that one. I'm going to add a different one at the end. What you can do at home for safety purposes. We want to make sure that you are steady and not fall over. But if you have it in you, this is a good practice. It strengthens your feet, but it also works on balance and strength of the entire body. So we're going to do that one more time. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Find your pose here. Then get onto your tiptoes. Find your balance. If this is good enough, you stay here. Continue to breathe here, or add arm movement to it. Exhale, arm down. Inhale, arms up. And if that's still too easy, smile at the same time. And then try to count 2 to 5. That's my challenge. Let's say that was 5. Arms down, heels down. And then walk out your legs. 5 seems such an easy number. Not for me. Somehow. Just because it's so much fun, we're going to do that one more time. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Find your balance on your tiptoes and then decide whether you want to stay here or add movement to it. So on the exhale, you bring your arms down. Inhale, arms up. And then add a smile for extra credit. Last one. On the exhale, arms down, heels down, walk them out. This one, next one, same thing, is strength, balance, and posture all at the same time. I'm going to show a modification with the block. I find that my block is actually a bit too high. I think yours are a little thinner. They're probably better. Mine, I find it's too high. But for the folks at home, I'm gonna show it to you in a second. I'll move it forward and then I'll move it sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. So we start out in mountain pose, but we shift our weight to the right side. All the weight now is on the right leg, and then we lift our left leg up. Our hips are pointing still forward, and that's where the block comes in. So if the holding of the foot is not an option, you can actually put your foot on the block. But for me, the block is too high, so it doesn't feel good on my hips, so I'd rather just lift up the foot. Then the leg that carries all the weight, the arm goes straight up, and the other arm is parallel to the floor. And then we are just balancing here on the right leg, lifting our chest, shoulders are down, and then we're smiling too. If you have to, bring the toe down for a quick stop and then right back into balance. That's not a problem at all. Don't hold your breath while you do it. And on your next exhale, step the foot down, arms down, and then sway side to side. I'm going to just shift this way to the camera, but we're going to move to the other side. So we put all our weight on the left leg and we elevate the right. What I was saying, if you have a block, the half block, you can have that underneath your foot. Mine is too high, so it doesn't feel good for my hip. It's too high, but the half blocks are probably easy, or I could probably use my blanket. Yeah, that's probably better. So if you have an issue with balancing without anything underneath your foot, you can have something as a support. Or if you want to do it freestanding, all your weight on the left leg, elevate the right, left arm goes straight up in the air, right arm parallel to the floor, open your chest, make sure your shoulders are down, and then smile and balance all at the same time. And on your next breath out, bring that foot down, arms down, sway side to side. We're going to do that one more time. We'll face completely this way so it's easier seen. So when we are balancing, our hips are facing forward. Whatever that is, if that's the front room for you, your hips are facing forward. So when we lift the leg, we're not turning inward or outward. We maintain our hips going forward. So for you too, so we're not turning. We shift our weight onto the right leg. Further back. Lift the left right arm straight up, left arm parallel to the floor, making sure the chest is lifted, shoulders are away, smiling and breathing while you're working hard, balancing on your right leg. Breath out, foot down, arms down, sway side to side. One more time on the left side. Shift our weight onto the left leg, elevate the right, left arm straight up, right arm parallel, open that chest, shoulders away from the ears, and smiling. And on your breath out, foot down, arms down, sway side to side. We're going to add our hip circles to it. At first, we're going to start really small because we just worked our hips. And then as our hips are happy with the circles can get a little bigger. And then we go the opposite direction. We're coming back to mountain pose. We're going to take a breath in, moving our arms up. Breath out, we're going to forward fold, let our fingertips just drop to the floor, let our head hang for a nice and relaxed neck. From here, you grab your own elbows for waterfall or ragdoll. You should feel a nice stretch in your lower back. If your hamstrings are tight and they don't feel too happy about that, you can slightly bend your knees to relieve that pressure there. We focus on our lower back and just dangling here, being free, waterfall or ragdoll. And on your next breath, slowly, with the help of your hands on your legs, walk yourself up into an upright position. You're going to take a deep breath in, arms up. Breath out, hands to heart center. You're going to add one more balance, the tree pose. Same thing, you can utilize a block as a helper. As I always say, tree pose, there are various trees out there in nature. There's cacti out there. Whatever your tree looks like, it's not that important what it looks like. It's that you are practicing it and how it feels. You see it often in yoga or fitness magazines that the foot is all the way in the groin. If that's what your tree looks like, perfect. Continue to do that. My trees don't look like that. My trees have a little root sometimes, even still, with the toe on the mat, and my heel is on to my supporting tree trunk. What I'm trying to focus, what we talked about earlier, hips are straight into the room. The leg with the bent leg, I'm trying to open that hip up. So I'm focusing on bringing that knee out rather than trying to focus on where my foot actually is placed. Wherever you place your foot, as long as it's either below the knee or above the knee, not directly over the knee. That's not very good for your knee and for stability. So let's shift our weight onto the right leg. On the next breath in, place your left foot wherever your tree is at. It's okay with roots, no roots, or all the way up to the groin, your choice. Try to open that bent leg, that hip is opening here. And then your arms can be placed wherever you need them, either hands on your side, out to a T, palms facing up, up in the air, or palms even together, wherever you need to place your arms for a good balance, your choice. My tree is swaying in the wind today.
Little breeze is good.
Yeah. And then of course, don't hold your breath while you balance here. And then on the breath out, bring the foot down, sway side to side. And just for the folks at home, what I was mentioning with the block, so you can actually have one foot on the block. You can try to have mimic that opening of the hip here, and then your arm placement for tree pose for modified using yoga blocks. Don't have one like I do. Mine is still wrapped in plastic. That's going to take off on you at home. Make sure it is out of the plastic so you have a non-slippery, that block is not taken off on you. We're shifting our weight onto the left leg, and then when you're ready on the next inhale, place the right tree branch wherever you are, wherever that foot is landing. Try to focus on opening that hip, have a nice and tall posture, and then place your hands, your arms wherever you need them for counter weight and counterbalance, breathing and smiling in tree pose. And on your exhale, bring the foot down, sway side to side. And because we are outdoors, we're going to add one more just for the looks, because we are in the desert. I want to add the cactus pose. We can actually do cactus pose and then go into goddess pose, your choice. For cactus pose, we start with our feet hip width apart, And then just bend our arms and pull our elbows back for a nice stretch, because we did stretch the shoulders. Now we're going to stretch our heart center. So as you see the saguaro, we have the saguaro arms. Now if you want to add something to it, you step your feet further apart, further than hip width, and then you sit down. You drop your tailbone down, pulling in that belly for goddess pose, which I have a bunch of goddesses here. We're all looking good here. As you're working on this, breathe, pull your elbows back for that heart center stretch. Beautiful. And then on your next breath out, push yourself back up, walk your feet in, and bring the arms down. You can shake them out. We can actually do a couple of these before we're making it back to the floor. Actually, we are going to lay on our backs. Yep, it's perfect timing. We lay on the mat on our back. Do you want the blanket?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. We are going to bend our knees first. Our feet are hip width apart. Feet flat on the floor, arms down by your side, palms facing down, and just check your connection with your yoga mat, making sure the back of your head is connected, your shoulders are connected to the mat, and your lower back is pressing into that mat. From here, we're going to do some cat and cow as well, laying on the floor. On the inhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis forward and arch our lower back for cow. And on the exhale, we're going to round our back, pressing it into the mat for cat. So pelvis tilting forward for cow, pelvis tilting backwards and pressing down for cat. And again, you're moving at your own pace. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Do one more of each. And then come back to neutral. You should feel the connection of your lower back with the mat. We're going to bring our feet together. Our knees are touching now. Our feet are touching. We're going to bring our arms above head, just like cactus pose like we did earlier, and just lay them down on the mat. So the back of your hand should be connected to the mat. Your arms are bent. And from here, we're just going to do windshield wipers with our knees. We take a breath in, and on the breath out, both our knees at the same time are slowly falling over to the right. They may not make all the way contact to the floor just yet. On the inhale, we come back to center. On exhale, knees to the left. And then you move side to side at your own pace. And as you do so, make sure both shoulders stay connected to your yoga mat. And you may be able to bring the knees closer and closer to the floor with each movement. Let's do one more to each side. Then come back to center. We can bring our arms back down to our side, palms facing down. From here, we have our soles touching, like we do in prayer hands. We just have the soles of our feet touching, and then we let our knees flare out to the side. Let gravity take over, pulling the knees towards the mat. And with each exhale, you may be able to Melt deeper into the stretch. We are holding a lot of tension and stress in our hips as well. And sometimes those blockers from melting into those poses. So this is one that you can practice at home, where you put some pillows underneath each knee, where the pressure is off, for you to hold it with your inner thighs. And you'll be able to, after you breathe in and breathe out, you may be able to let go of some of those tensions and then be able to have that full stretch. It's hard sometimes during yoga practice to get to that point. It's good to practice at home sometimes. And with your next breath, very, very gentle and slowly, you can even help with your hands. Bring your knees back to center. Knees are touching at the top. We walk our feet outside, towards the outside of the mat. So your pinky toe is touching the edge, the outer edge of your mat. Knees are touching at the top for an A-frame, for counter stretch here. Then just stay here for a few breaths. We walk our feet back to the center. We bring both knees into our chest. You can either hug in front of the knees or behind the thighs, your choice. And then you can move side to side for a low back massage, or you can even small circular motions too. If you go in circle, make sure you go and switch direction too. Bring the knees back into your chest, then extend both legs up towards the sky. We have active toes, which means our feet are flat, like we're holding the sky with our feet. And from here, we're just going to add our ankle circles. Go opposite direction. Bring your knees back into your chest. One more side to side or circular motion for low back massage. Bring both feet back on the mat, knees still bent. We're gonna extend our right leg out. We push our heel away from us and pull the toes towards us for a nice calf stretch. And just hold your leg here while you are breathing in and out through the nose. On your next exhale, bring that right foot down. Inhale, elevate the left leg, pushing the left heel away from you. pulling the left toes towards you for left calf stretch. Exhale, foot down. Inhale one more time on the right. Heel away, pulling toes in. Exhale, down. Inhale, left for the last time. Heel away, toes towards you. Exhale, down. We are moving into our final resting pose. Let's curl up into a tiny ball first. Lift up your head off the mat if available. Curl up to a tiny ball. Engage as many muscles as you can. Hold on really, really tight for a couple of seconds. And then on your next exhale, let go. Kick out your legs. Move out your arms down by your side into final resting pose, Savasana. Let your toes flare out. Your choice, palms facing up or palms facing down. What feels good to you? I invite you to close your eyes. This is the most difficult pose because we are asking just to focus on your breath in and out through the nose with an open mind. Should any thoughts creep in, that's natural. Just let them pass through, don't hold on to them, and focus on your relaxation that you so well deserve. Savasana, no tension. Relax your facial expression. Unclench your jaw. Relax the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Deep and controlled breaths in and out through the nose. start to move your toes and your fingers. And slowly turn over to your right side with your knees still bent, supporting your head with your hands. Slowly come up to a seated position with your eyes still closed. We're going to take a breath in, moving our arms up. Breath out, arms down. Breath in, arms up. Breath out, arms down. And with our next breath in, as we move our arms up, we open our eyes to a soft gaze. Breath out.